I just finished watching the Beauty in Black, the second part of Beauty in Black, and this is something I took from it. There was necessary drama. This is something that I took from it. Knowledge is leverage. Like, in as much as everybody thought Kimmy was streets and she was ratchet, the girl was smart. She was book smart. She was book smart. That was why Mallory was, because she was expecting Kimmy to just come and embarrass herself, and even what's his name, Horace. Horace was also like Horace was also surprised because he thought, oh, he's come to now be speaking into her ears and be telling her, but no, she was smart, and she wasn't necessarily smart. Like she wasn't necessarily school smart. Like she was observant. In the movie, she spoke about how she worked in a financial firm for some time. She observed things, she kept contacts, and then it worked for her in the future. Even though she never knew she was going to find herself in that situation, it worked for her regardless. So, moral of the story: education is not limited in books. It's not limited in school. Hey. Education is not limited in school. But wherever you find yourself, organization, you don't like that job, but there's something you're supposed to learn from that job. You don't like where you are, but there's something you can be learning from where you are. You have a phone, use it to learn other stuff than being on TikTok. Yeah. And I'm speaking to myself when I say this because I just love how powerful she was when she entered that boardroom and she was spitting facts that they could not deny. And I'm going to be that kind of girl one day that sits in the boardroom and has a lot of respect because my brain is heavy with wisdom and ideas to move the company higher, higher, higher. Can I get an amen? Thank you. Welcome to the KELEWELE Hour podcast, where we have hot, spicy stories for you, hot debates for you, and you're promised to have a good time once you come here. But there are some things that you cannot be sure of. You must take a chance. If you wait for the perfect weather, you may never plant your seeds. If you are afraid that every cloud will bring rain, you would never harvest your crops. Ecclesiastes chapter 11, verses 4. Oh my god, I feel so good every time I say that memory verse because that memory verse opened my eyes. It opened my eyes. Like every time I feel fearful, I'm scared of something, to step out of my comfort zone or anything I want to do, I just happened to chance on this memory verse one time when I was randomly reading the Bible, and I resonate with it. Like this memory verse gets me. It does get me. So, to our menu for today, what we'll be serving you today. Now, this dilemma reminds me of an experience. A very interesting, similar experience, but let's get to the dilemma. If you visit your fiance's family and her father starts talking down on you, what would you do? What would you do? So here it goes. My girlfriend invited me to a family dinner to finally meet her parents. We have been together for almost a year, so I wanted to make a good impression. Dinner started out fine until her dad started asking me about my job. I work in IT, and while that pays well, it's not some high status career. After a few questions, he smirked and said, so basically, you just sit behind a computer all day. Not exactly the kind of guy I imagined my daughter. Not exactly the kind of guy I imagined for my daughter. Sounds like a Nigerian movie. Everyone kind of laughed awkwardly. I tried to brush it off with a joke, but then he added, maybe someday you get a real job so you can actually support a family. I felt my stomach drop. My girlfriend said, Dad, but didn't defend me beyond that. I quietly excused myself, said I wasn't feeling well, and left. Later that night, my girlfriend texted me saying I embarrassed her by walking out and that I should just let it go. Because her dad was only teasing. Hey, reason why I'm laughing is because of MG. I've said A so much to him that, like, when he does something and I'm about to say A, we both say A simultaneously. He gives me that my look that I give him, like, hey. Anyway, I digress. I honestly felt disrespected, and I don't. I honestly felt disrespected and don't think I overreacted. But now she's acting cold and says I owe her family an apology. Did I overreact for leaving? Did you overreact for leaving? Honestly, I don't personally. This is my take. Either ways, you are still going to feel like crap. Either ways, you're still going to feel down. Either ways, you're still going to feel like a low life. So if how I'm going to feel doesn't change, I will still leave the table. Either ways, whether I stay or I go, nothing that is coming out of my mouth is impressing your father. So it's like I'm out of here. I just have to leave. Carry the rest of my dignity that I have left with me and then leave. As for the girl, dear, I'm sorry. I'm sorry some of you end up with girls like that, but I kind of understand her situation too. Like, probably a daddy's girl. She's trying to make her daddy happy. You can't really, DB, you can't really blame her though. She can't just rebel against her dad, like, hey, daddy, you don't talk to my boyfriend like that. By now, she's getting some kind of allowance. Do you want them to stop giving her the allowance? No. Obviously, he's trying, but I think her dad should have given him some grace, kaka, like small grace, because right now everybody is trying. It's better than him not doing anything. So imagine if she also brought a guy who was not working, who is not bringing anything to the table, like he's just existing and probably living off her. That one, what would you say? You get, so she's definitely DB, and her dad has higher expectation. That's why they say right now we advocate to bring arranged marriage back, cause some of us, when you leave it into our hands, we oh God help us. So please, I think some of us will agree that we have to advocate for arranged marriage to come back. You find me a rich, handsome young man who is not abusive, and I'll manage. I will do the rest. I will do the rest by the grace of God. So I said I could relate in some ways. I remember I found myself in some situation in my last relationship before I became single for only God knows how long. And then there was an issue. And his mother was like, why are you dating an unemployed girl? You know how I felt? And I was like, Mommy, do you think I am not going out looking for jobs? I want to know if you think I'm not going out looking for jobs. Hmm? You know how many times I've been bounced? It's not my fault at the time that I was unemployed. But anyway, out of that, I can completely relate with how he felt. Someone saying that, oh, eh, I don't think you're good enough for my son. Hey, sorry. I don't think you're good enough for my daughter because of your financial status. Some of us have been there before. We have been there before, but we took it in. Me, it wasn't to my face, it was to my face, me, I'll cry. I cannot imagine going to a dinner, like feeling all gas. Like, oh, me personally, I don't really like meeting people's family members because, that's one difficult part of marriage. That you guys are dating when it's just the two of you, like it's all vibes, it feels good until it's now time to meet the family members. You don't know if these people are going to like you. Girls, if he has only sisters, you now have to be thinking, his sister's going to be liking me, because girls can be some way compared to if he had brothers. Guys don't really care if she can cook for us and her food is good. Well, some guys are also, they're tunu kakra, but it's not like the girls. So yeah, that side of relationship, marriage is quite, difficult. Like when it's just me and you, it's cool. Then now I have to come and meet your family members and have to worry. Oh, are they going to like me? If they don't like me now, and when you are in the middle where it is your family that doesn't like the guy or that doesn't like the girl, then you are caught up between. But there are some people, somebody like Prince Harry threw away royal throne and things for his woman, 1 in a million. And there's kakra kakra. There's small people that can actually do that. But a lot of us, it will be hard unless God is really, really by our side. So I personally don't think he overreacted. Like it's normal, and him being a man, disrespect and all. Yeah, obviously the best next thing would just to at least he didn't walk out rudely or something. He just excused himself that, oh, you know what, I'm not feeling well. Me, I would have done the same thing. Me, grandpa. Without have said I'm not feeling well, I'll just fake a call. Text one of my friends to call me. That's the end. Your family members will not see me again. Situations like that, there, it's just easy to exit before you say or do something that will escalate the situation. But I feel like the girl should also understand where it's coming from rather than just telling him that, oh, get over it, he was just joking. Hey, if it was you, it's not her fault. If she has been through my shoes, somebody's mother is telling you that you kind of an unemployed person like you do with my son. That's not like as if I was not applying for jobs. I was, and they were bouncing. So, auntie, mommy, please, it's not my fault. I was applying for the job. They did not take me. I don't know. I don't know. Like I'm too good for them. But I was going to say that I was not qualified. I'm too good for them. They did not take me. That's not my fault. I'm too good. I'm just too good. Like they don't even deserve me. But mommy, you have to understand. It's not my fault. It's not. But now I'm rich. I have my own show. I have like billions of people following me. I have so many brand deals. So I can marry your son, but just that now he's not my type anymore. Eh. Oh my days. So let me know what you also think about this dilemma. What would you do if you were in his shoes? What would you do in his shoes? What would you do if you were in his shoes? I want to know. What would you do? Let me know in the comment section. And let's keep the conversation going. So now, away from that, to the next spicy thing. This was something interesting that happened to me when I traveled, and it's kind of I wouldn't say it opened my eyes, but a part of me that was left dormant, that I kind of threw away, that I locked away. Let me put it that way. There was a part of me that I locked away. After this incident happened to me, I went back to open the door and I accepted her for who she really is. I had to accept myself. That you know what? I'm not perfect, but this part of me is actually necessary for my own survival and for the survival of others. Now, this is what happened. For the longest time, and I say this on behalf of everybody who has been in my shoes before, everybody who can relate, don't suppress yourself for anybody. Don't suppress yourself for anybody. Those who are going to accept you. Those who think you're too much, open the other side of the door and let them exit through the fire exit. And I say this because a lot of the time, people who have, hyper personalities, who are all over the place, like, well, not all over the place, but they are cool, have like good energy, they are usually taken for granted. A lot of people take you for idiots. People try to take advantage of you. People try to look down on you. People try to make you feel less than yourself. People make jokes about your insecurities in the presence of others or even in private, either way. And a lot of the time, you start questioning yourself, you start suppressing that side of you that, is always jolly or like outgoing. You start um pulling back. But sometimes you just have to still embrace that side of you and just be selective with who you share that energy to. And I say this because of what happened to me when I traveled. So after enduring all these things that friends, strangers, classmates used to do to me, I was like, you know what? I think this bubbly side of me, we have to lock here somewhere. Like I was still outgoing, but I was still reserved in a way. Um, I don't know how to explain it, but if you can relate, you understand what I mean. I was still outgoing, but I was still reserved in a way because it's like being outgoing all the time attracts too much disrespect, too much. Somebody will just come and ruin your day by like sometimes it's deliberate, sometimes it's not deliberate, but because they feel like oh it is you now, they will just be saying anything to your face as if you are not a human being that has anger button that if you activate the anger button right now, you slap somebody and the person goes into coma. When I traveled, I have this part-time job that I do as a cleaner. So one time I was at work. Honestly, that day I was going through a lot, right? Emotionally and mentally. I wasn't really myself, but I still found a way to not let it show. Like I was still my normal self at work, nothing. But that day I didn't feel good. I don't even think that day I made my hair properly like the way I usually would to work, but it wasn't that bad. I still looked like pretty normal going to work. And I was carrying the bin bags. Like I finished emptying the bin, I was carrying the bin bags and I was in the elevator. And then there's this pretty Muslim girl that I always used to, from the first time I saw my eyes on, I laid my eyes on her. Girl is effortlessly pretty. You know, there are some people you just look at them and then you just know that wow, you're so beautiful. And I'm somebody that I used to compliment people all the time. And I'm coming to that story. But I stopped for a while. She joined me in the elevator. She was sending some clothes to the main floor, to the main shop floor. And I was um carrying the bins, sending them to the back of the store. And as usual, I was admiring her from my left eye. I was like, and in my head, I was like, wow, this girl is so pretty. I wish I could tell her that she's pretty, but I don't want trouble and somebody will come and now blast me or something like that. So I just kept to myself. Like, I was saying all this in my head. Let me now go and hear. This girl came to stand beside me, like directly in front of me. She looked into my eyes. Gosh, you are so beautiful. Oh, oh, my heart melted. And for the first time in my life, guys, for the first time in my life, I didn't fight it. I didn't say, oh, stop it. No, I was about to rather tell you, no, I just took it in. Like, I accepted it. It I don't know. You know how it feels when you give your life to Christ? Like how you feel peace, like how you just accept that, wow, there is a Lord and personal Savior that loves me and cares for me. I am His and He is mine. And you find peace. And the whole chaos that I was feeling in my heart and in my head from things that I was going through at the time, the noise was calm. And the whole place became solemn. I wouldn't say quiet, but it was just solemn. And I just accepted the compliment and I smiled. And I was like, oh, thank you. And I didn't say, oh, I wanted to also tell you that you are pretty. It was later, like weeks later, that I also complimented her. Like I just wanted to own the moment. Like God, a pretty girl, like in my down moments, and always feeling like I wasn't pretty, I wasn't good enough, like all my insecurities. And she doesn't know that about me. And me, I was just there minding my business, carrying my baller, hoping that she would just hurry up and leave the elevator so that I'll stop feeling all this anxiety because I was feeling so nervous, like a lot was going through my head. It was like, wow, so pretty. The way she said it, how she looked into my eyes, the sincerity, like, God. And it made me realize, and something just clicked in my head that all the times that I used to do those kind of stuff for people, like compliment people, say nice things to people, and I stopped. Apart from those who didn't appreciate it, right? What about those who actually did? Those that it made them feel better. Those that I didn't know what they were going through, but something in me just said, oh, crack a joke for them to laugh. Give them a compliment. Oh, say something nice to them. Oh, talk to them. Ask them how are you? And then maybe somebody was having a suicidal thought or somebody was going through something, and then me approaching them or me talking to them or something made them feel better. But because the minority, yeah, I'm going to put them in the minority, the minority always used to cuss me out or like make me feel bad when I try to do something, or like make me feel small for some things that I would say to like try and lift people up or make me feel like, oh, I'm doing too much. What if I have deprived some people of how she made me feel? And that was the day I just went to open that door and I let that little girl out. That little girl that I will compliment you, I will say nice things to you. I just filter who I'm saying it to now. If I come, not like if I come to you, but if I have an edge or like I just say, but sincerely, something nice to you, I crack a joke or something, and you don't appreciate it, you're trying to make me feel bad. I just know that you are the one who have mental problem, and I am not the problem. Unless it's wrong timing, then I apologize. Then I read the room next time and know when to say what to say. But those people that they just want to be, who can I, yes, they just want to be Cruella, wicked Cinderella's wicked stepmother. Those people, you just leave them in their dark hole. I cannot care less about you. That's why I started taking my prayer of discernment very seriously. Like, I don't play when I'm praying about discernment, to be able to know the right thing to say at the right time, right place, right time, right words. I cannot always get it right, but at least 80 to 90% of the time, Holy Spirit and God is leading me. That what they drop in my heart to say to somebody or to keep, when to keep quiet, they just pour it on top of my head because I cannot do this thing alone. I cannot now be using my own strength. It's not possible. Now, what led me to stop doing all those things or like to reduce it was my friend and I were in the same hostel. And, you know, there was one time I was washing downstairs. And then the girls in the hostel, like, I'm cool with them. I'm cool with almost everyone. Okay? Yeah, I was sitting down minding my business and I was washing, right? And she came where I was washing, trying to start a conversation. Oh, we're chatting. And one of the hostel girls were on the same floor. And she made a nice hairstyle. Like, naturally, she's pretty. And then the hairstyle that she did was making her extra pretty. And she was coming from the gate. So she passed in front of us before she goes upstairs. And I was like, oh, wow, your hairstyle is really nice. Oh, you look really pretty. Obviously, she knows that. And she was like, oh, thank you. And like she was grateful, she was blushing. I was like, ah, you go, queen. And then like she left, right? And my friend was like, so why are you an ass kisser? From the way she said it, to her facial expression, to how I don't know where that came out of nowhere, what triggered it about just complimenting somebody. And it's not like I also don't compliment you when you're looking good. I just love compliments. I just love making people feel good. I know some of it is people pleasing traits due to drama or whatever, but naturally, I just feel like it's nice because it's just a nice thing to do, right? I was just quiet. She could actually see the shock in my face. Like, hello, where is this thing coming from? Like, What's going on here? Did I miss something? Did a vampire come and wipe my memory? Did something happen that I've missed for you to say something like that? Then now that I'm not saying anything, I'm just looking at her like, okay, she's done. She's going upstairs. Like, and this happened when I think about 3, 4 years ago. Yeah, and it was still in my heart for a long time. And it's not like I felt any resentment, but I felt so hurt by that statement. Like, where is it coming from? I was not expecting it from anywhere. What did I say that was so wrong? So because of that, I went to because I don't know if she really understood. And I don't think she didn't understand the word. She understood the word. So I had to go back on my phone till date. Sometimes I'll go and just randomly search ask what it means. Me ask Kisa. You see, a lot of people have not been on my bad side before. Like when I finally, like when I cut you off, when I'm not in those terms with you. That is why people think, oh, Eileen does not get angry. Eileen does not do this. Eileen does not do that. It's because you're not you've not been there before. You've not been on the other side before. But if you've been on the other side before, it's not me that will come and narrate some story to you. And that's the thing. Because people have not seen a certain side of you before. Because they are your good graces. People think you are not like that. I know everybody has, stuff, things that trigger them, anger issues, da 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 da, days that they behave out of place. But to deliberately try and trigger somebody into reacting a certain way, or I honestly don't know the thought process that goes through people who do that. I don't know. And honestly, I don't even care. But since that day, I just picked up that personality, sent it into the dungeon, locked the key, and threw the key somewhere. Until that very day, that upper, I'll never forget upper opened. And honestly, my cleaning job has been one of the greatest blessings. Look, I know it sounds weird, but I'm always going to be grateful to my part-time cleaning job. Like, it's been one of the greatest things that has ever the greatest blessings that has ever happened to me. Even though I go through a lot once I enter work to say I'm going to be cleaning after adults, that's fine. But it's not easy. Things you have to do to survive in the UK, to get paid, jobs you have to do to get paid in the UK. And normal. Everybody has been through big celebrities that have worked in the UK before. Some of them have been through all this. I'm not the first person. I'm not going to be the last person. This situation is never going to be permanent. But I will never ever stop saying how much of a blessing my part-time cleaning job has been. Something that I can never be ashamed of, ever. Because I know what it has done for me. And it's not salary wise. I know what it has done for me. And it has helped me look beyond, it has helped me go even back into my past and look beyond like disgusting, painful experiences that I've been through and pick up bits from there or how those things actually help me in a way as well. So this story is just to say anyone who can relate that you feel like people are disrespecting you. People will now be talking to you anyhow because they think, oh, you're a nice person, and oh, you like to make people laugh and all those things. Even back in school, even back in school, some of my classmates will say the meanest things to me, but they don't know what I'm going through in the house. The kind of emotional and mental torture I'm going through in the house that I'll still come and sit in the class, even though sometimes it's wrong time, people are trying to learn and apologize. But still, when I crack the joke, I be you laugh. Because some of them will be so mean. And I just have to brush it off. Because at the end of the day, it is what it is. I even remember there was one time at church, like people coming at church. And then this teacher made one boy sitting beside me knock my head because I dozed off. I will never forget. Hey! Yes, we don't sleep at church. But every blessed day, my father makes me wake up at 4 a.m. Since I was 11 or so. I don't remember. But since I started doing long division in school, the Ghanaians watching this, which class do you start long division? I think it's class 5 or class 4 or class 6. Since I started learning long division because my math was bad, and I wake up as early as 4 a.m. every single day. You wake me up at 4 a.m. to come and learn. And I will learn. I will learn even before going to church. You will say, oh, revise before you go to church. And revise before you sleep. Now, maths, F9, E8, never competition. Last time, mature maths, no, I got D7. But I still like it like that. D7 is better than F. So I still like it like that. That and the reason why it's pain me is because if it was that madam her favorites in church, she wouldn't have that. She would have made someone tap them. I mean, their grandpa, I don't even think they would have slept in church. So I will. But if it was them, she would not now let one boy like that come and knock. And the way the boy knocked my head, since then I've gotten pity. I don't think I can ever find myself sleeping in church again. Sleeping anywhere. Hey! I asked myself, Bonnie Bay, what? You know what somebody is going through? Oh, wicked people all over, but I still survive, and I'll continue surviving because it's not you people that feed me, it's not you people that wake me up early in the morning to give me life. So please, any situation you find yourself, disrespect, you either stand up for yourself or just shove those people that their opinions don't matter. Don't let anybody dim that light in you. There are some personalities that you are having that make other people happy. That your light is shining in other people, and somebody's comment, somebody's behavior, you say, "Oh, you you hold back, you are keeping it in." No, not on my watch. Rise up! I say, arise and fight for yourself. It's being a goofy person is not a bad thing. You just need to know the time, the place, do it. That's why you need prayer of discernment. You need Jesus. I unapologetically brought back the little girl back into my life. Oh, and you see how I'm glowing ever since I brought her back into my life. I mean, we've polished hair bits, yes. It's not the same old, but we've polished hair bits. But you see how they're glowing? Yeah. So that's the secret behind my glow. Be myself. Be my I'm not making myself. Upgrading myself, the little bits and tricks. And now I'm employed. And more employment is to come. And soon I'll be employing people. So auntie, as I said again, your loss. Oh my god. So guys, this has been a very interesting episode, and I really hope it was helpful. No, I know it was helpful. Yeah, audacity. I know it was helpful. Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you have any stories to share with me, you can DM me or you can just let me know. Share your ideas. I want to know what you think. I want to see what's in your beautiful, beautiful brain. This has been your podcast bestie, Eileen, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thank you very much. Bye.